Hello, a couple of people have asked me about how I did the blending on my banshees, so I thought I would do a quick video just showing how I did it. I don't actually have the banshees anymore because they were a commission, so I don't even have them to show you, but I can put a picture up on the screen of what they look like, and I'm just going to show you how I did it. So I thought I would just show you on this little elf dude that I have. It's been in my cupboard for probably about 5 years now, from Games Workshop set of elves, so I just thought I would do a quick fade on his cloak to show you how I did it. Okay, so I've got these two colours. This one is Deepkin Flesh, and the other one is from the old Citadel collection called Scorpion Green. They will probably make some sort of variant of this colour now. Obviously it won't be this one, but you can find, it can be any colour, it doesn't have to be green, but this is just what I'm using. You can probably find an equivalent online. So first off, you are better off with the wet palette for this. If you don't have one or don't know how to make one, mine's just made out of Tupperware that I've made myself. I can post a link or even do another video explaining how to do that, but it's not essential, but it does help. So I've put both colours together on the wet palette, and then I'm literally just gonna drag one and sort of slowly merge it with the other, so you kind of get a full range of colour, which we'll use when we're blending. So we're gonna start off with the darkest shade of green. Sorry, it's not really in focus, but I don't have any equipment, so just sort of doing this with my phone. So go at the very bottom with the darkest colour that you want, and we want the paint nice and thin because we can always add more layers, but it will help to build the colour slowly. So I don't know how well you can see, I've just done the very bottom of the cloak, the darkest colour. And then what we'll do is, while the paint is still wet, we'll go in with a slightly lighter shade and just sort of go over the top of it again. And just basically, it's just as simple as picking up slightly lighter shades as you go and just adding them one on top of the other. So you can see that it's still quite thin, but I'll go over it. You can see that we're starting to slowly build up, and the beauty of doing it while it's wet is that if you make a mistake, you can just sort of go back over it and blend it together again. So the trick here is to use upwards and downwards strokes as you're adding new colours, because you want to be picking up and moving up slowly up the model, so you want to be picking up sort of the edge of the darkest colour and moving on to the lighter. And then when you get nearer to the very, very top, what I would recommend is actually adding a new pile of the lighter colour and literally just grabbing the tiniest dot of the darker colour to it, so that you don't pollute it too much, because you want the lighter colour to sort of stand out most, but you don't want it to look like a completely different colour. So I don't know if you can really see, but this is 2 layers, so the paint is still quite thin, but obviously we'll keep building it because it does build up quite quickly. Normally I do like maybe 3-4 layers, but because the paint is so thin, it means that it blends a lot nicer, so you kind of don't really have to worry about there being sort of a definite line across where you've been, because you can sort of blend it together while it's wet, because it's so thin it doesn't leave it as much colour behind, so it means that the blending is a lot easier. And then I don't know if you can really see, but there are certain points here and here where you maybe want to highlight bits of the cloak, and you can do that in when you're highlighting later, but this is just sort of a base to start off with. Okay, so this is layer 6, I think. Pretty much nearly there. We've just got a little bit where the paint doesn't want to stick because it's so thin. But basically with this, what you want to be doing is putting the darkest part at the very bottom, and then as you pick up the lighter colours, you want to be putting it and pulling it up So you're kind of taking the dark up with the lighter colour, and as you like tap through your colours and keep bringing them up and up, you end up sort of naturally working your way up to this lighter colour. And then I'm not the neatest painter, but hopefully you can see that this is sort of gradually fading. And then what you want to do, if you can, you don't have to, but what you can do is you can sort of naturally highlight as you are going. So what I'm trying to do very badly here and one-handed is add a little bit more of a highlight here, so just the lighter colour, because this would be where the natural highlight for the cloak would be, because it's where the light's hitting. So I'm just adding a little bit of the lighter colour there so that it picks up more. And there's our finished fade. This took probably 7 coats altogether, but you can see that it's sort of gradually blended. I'm not really going to do anything else to it, but if you wanted to, you could do some more highlights to it. If you're going to add a wash or ink, I would recommend using a very weak one, and again building that slowly, because if you put too much of the same colour on, you can kind of dull it out and then it doesn't really look much like a fade or a blend. But yeah, there you go, that's done.